Hola mis amores, we're starting off with this wax that's very Play-Doh-like. And then we're going to mix in our foundation and roll it into a ball, and then we'll use our fingers to put on very thin pieces onto our nose. A trick we always use in theater is Vaseline. This will make the application easier and give you the contour that you desire. And after an hour, we can finally move on to brows. We're going to use this brow wax to make sure our brows stay down. For Sophia, they completely blocked her brows, but I found that by brushing them all the way down, it created a heavy effect on the eyes, which in turn makes you look older. Now on to El Polvo. This one has color in it, so the more I add, the more cakey the foundation will look. For now, we'll just add it to my brows and around my eyes. If you paid attention in the series, her foundation looked very cakey and very heavy. Now we're going to move on to brow gel, and we're going to do it in a straight position going downward. For eyes, we're going to use nothing but browns, and we're going to go from the lightest shades to the darkest, really blending it into our eyelids, creating that very 80s dark effect that I absolutely love. Afterward, we'll move on to mascara. This is really going to bring our eyes out. We're going to make sure to focus on the outer corners of our eyes to really bring out that flirty look just on the outside, not in the inside of our eyes. Then we'll move on to lashes. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab our favorite classic lash and we're going to cut it, because we don't want the eye to look really flirty all the way, but just on the outer edges. We'll cut it up and then we'll put those two pieces onto the corners of our eyes. And using a nail stick, we'll stick these on. Now I'm actually going to go back with my scissors and I'm going to cut off a couple of the lashes that were sticking out. Just make sure that you're really careful to not get your lashes. Now I'll go back with my nail stick and I'll make sure that the lashes are sticking on correctly. Now we'll go back to our eye palette and I'm going to get this really dark brown that we used before, and I'm going to use that as an eyeliner around my eyes and underneath. This is really going to create that dimension for the eyes. Now for foundation, I'm actually using something that's for mature skin. As you guys know, I'm just religious about the way that I take care of my skin. Skincare is always first before any type of makeup. But because I'm trying to look older and really get that Sophia look, I'm gonna add that onto my face, and then I'm gonna put powder, and I'm gonna just continue on caking it onto my face. I actually did this process a couple of times where I just continued on putting foundation and then I would put powder on top, caking it to really create that look that we saw on the series. One of the distinct features that Griselda had from the limited photos of her was a cleft chin. To create this illusion, we're going to use a darker shadow, which I will use also above my lip. Since she was a heavy smoker, it's also pretty prominent. Then I'll use a lighter shade to accentuate that area. And then I'll use a stippling brush that we had from earlier, and I'll just blend everything in. As we work through the process, we can see those dimensions really come together. There's a real art to this. Then we'll also add lines around my mouth to create even more wrinkles. Now I'm going to use my fingers to blend everything in, just so it looks a little bit more smooth and just a little bit more contoured onto my face. Now for lips, we're going to use a color that's very similar to our natural tone. And we're going to follow that natural line to carve out our lips. In the 80s, we can see that it was really more about the eyes and lips weren't overdone. Now, what I did notice is that the color was a very dark, grungy brown. So I ended up mixing two different colors to give me that color. Sometimes as an artist, we have to mix different colors because we're not exactly going to find what we're looking for. So this is where your artistry comes out, and you're just going to mix a bunch of colors together to get exactly what your vision is. Now, if you're getting enjoyment or you're learning something, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so that you can see all the new stuff that I come out with weekly. Hair is such a big deal, so I wanted to get something that was very similar to Griselda Blanco and Sophia's take on the series. So I ended up finding this wig that was very 80s, and it had very much of those curls and the same type of haircut in that time. But one of the things that I ended up doing was I just got a brush and ended up brushing it out, and I ended up shaking my head all around to make it look much more natural. When you get a wig out, it is really stiff and it just doesn't look right. So you have to really play with it and really make it your own. And that's what I ended up doing. Just ended up playing with the hair, opening it up, shaking it around to really make it look like it's my own. As an actress and as an artist, it's something that we really have to respect and really care for the vision that we're trying to create. Once I've achieved the vision, I'll move on to jewelry. I found these pieces online that were very similar to what Sophia had, and so I added the necklace and the earrings. It's really much in the details that we really sometimes don't pay attention to, but can either really make or break the entire look. And for nails, of course we had to do a stiletto. These were really easy to apply and ended up looking as my own. I have an entire video where I show you how to apply fake nails that last, because with these prices, we have to do things on our own. I hope you enjoyed my take on Sofia Vergara playing Griselda Blanco. I love you guys so much. Mwah!